wheel.
Wheel.
Who's it gonna be?
The wheel.
Could be any one of us.
Wheel.
That's the
Wheel.
beauty
Wheel.
of the wheel, right? Oh no. Here we go.
And silence.
Silent.
You lost your bet. All right,
What
Silence,
is
sorry.
going on, everybody? Welcome back to the All New Nerds podcast. I am Dylan, joined by my co-hosts as always, Levi and Johnny. And today we have a very special guest, WoofWoofWolffe, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
How's it going? What's up,
Yay.
guys? Thank you for having me on today.
Long
Thanks-
time coming.
Thanks
Glad
for
to have
coming
you
the
on.
pod.
Yeah,
It's a
The
special
pleasure's all mine.
special guest here.
special guest.
Yeah, so it's how you doing today, man? I mean, it's feeling good. Feeling good.
Yeah, I feel
Feeling
great.
like a wolf. Yeah.
Yeah. I woke up, I licked my paws, and climbed out of my little
It's a
bed.
mental image.
Is
Awesome.
Good. Because obviously the
Fan art. I can make fan
the
art of
wolf
that.
thing is a product ultimately of like Dave Filoni is just really into wolves. So
Yeah.
does your love of wolf translate to like Kanan and the Loth wolves? Just jumping right into it. Just a
Are you
big...
asking me if I'm a furry? Because I don't. I
Hold
don't
up,
know if
yeah.
that's what
I cut it
my
off.
story
All
is.
right. I had
We're
to-
getting on some kind of territory.
No,
I don't know.
yeah, I think the wolf pack for me, and I started my YouTube channel. Maybe I'll do a little bit of a pivot, but I started my
Go
YouTube
for it.
channel doing a montage for Commander Wolf.
Mhm.
The clone commander we all know and love, best
We love
dressed by the way.
We
but,
love 'em.
Yes.
yeah, that was going to be my only video. So my YouTube channel was originally Commander Wolf for some capacity of that, and then eventually, switched it over a little bit. But the wolf pack has always been, since the first, I think it was the second episode, right, when the Battle of Abrogado
Second.
happened.
Yeah.
And they were like basically annihilated to the point that they changed their armor colors. They rebranded and had to get a huge influx of new troopers to replace their dead. But ever since then, they've gone and done the rescue missions. It almost feels like a payback for the first arc, right? So, I always love them, seeing them rescue Anakin and Mace, seeing them rescue
Zygerian slaves.
the Zygerian slaves,
Mhm.
exactly. And they've just always been like almost like the search and rescue squad. So that's
Yeah.
why I really like them.
On Alina is my favorite when they show up.
Alina,
They
yeah.
they all want to just kill themselves.
For,
they're like,
for,
they're like, I
for
don't know.
people who don't know, we're a lot of clones are going to be
We
referenced
went
today
deep in.
that I feel
Oh,
like
yeah.
people are going to go.
We're cloning
No,
it
no,
today.
it's sort of an unknown thing that, or
Yeah.
people don't really realize that. Yeah, Wolf is like, and the Wolf Pack are so central to the Clone Wars. Like they are introduced in literally the second episode that ever aired.
Mhm.
You get Boost, Sinker, and Wolf. Granted, not in his armor and not without the eye scar, so many
Mhm.
people don't know it's him. But he's
But it's
there,
him.
and he's there from the very beginning. Like he's one of the original clones.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
And he's there up
Yeah.
until
I think
Rebels, right?
I think the Wolf Pack is an underrated battalion or a group.
Mhm.
So
I don't know if it's underrated. I feel like
I
this
feel
guy's
like-
got a massive YouTube channel based around it. I feel like
well,
I feel like they're rated. I feel like they're rated. They're rated.
Maybe
they're
a
rated
little
battalion.
underrated. What's like in
in
between
the eyes of a lot of
underrated
Clone
and
Wars
rated?
fans, it's like easily the 501st or whatever.
Well,
Like,
I think
that's just what they go
501st,
to.
212, you can put those up there as maybe
212,
overrated. I think
yeah,
you can
yeah,
make the
yeah.
argument that they're overrated because they're so extremely popular.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I guess
The
that's
Wolf
fair.
Pack is just rated. People enjoy it.
Eh.
People like it. The Commander
fair.
Wolf figure is always sold out on shelves.
Oh god, yeah.
You can
Do you
never
have the
get
Black
damn
Series
thing.
figure?
I remember.
I
Wolf?
did. Secondhand
did?
purchase though. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
wow.
a gift from my dad. He
Yeah.
he managed to nab one off eBay, I think. But yeah, it's
Nice.
super hard to get a hold of.
I
know.
remember way back when Clone
good
Wars was
figure.
still coming out. He was part of the one of the last waves of Clone Wars figures, and it was like
Yeah.
I never got it, but it was like a family search across all of Pennsylvania at the time. My grandma was big into it. She's like, "We gotta find the wolf!" Like they were going to Toys R Us, like looking for this thing. That guy was impossable to find.
People
So
don't
I
know,
think-
but Levi has obviously he has all his books, like a ton of books, but he also has a lot of Star Wars figures as
I
well.
do have a fair few.
Oh yeah.
Some of them we're gonna show today, I think.
But you know what? To be fair to the audience, if you made it this far already, 4 minutes in, hey, thanks. I think we may have, jumped the gun a little bit. Let's introduce the guest a little bit. Let's introduce.
We're gonna
ease
we're
in.
gonna reel it back.
Let's reel
we're
it
gonna
back. No, let's take it back. Fishing it. Come on in. All right, and stop. There we are.
Okay.
So let's just, let's talk about you for a second. Let's talk about you. So, Star Wars fan, Clone Wars, obviously. But what got you into Star Wars? What got you to this point? Like, do you remember? Was it Revenge of the Sith? Was it Attack of the Clones?
Yeah.
How'd you get
I don't know how on earth I watched Attack of the Clones as a kid, but I got through it. I think the only thing I looked forward to was the Battle of Geonosis at the end. But yeah, Revenge of the
Fair,
Sith
fair.
was a lot. You know when like in Alvin and the Chipmunks, like the chipmunks get like their first
Whoa.
bit of caffeine and they just
Yep.
like start bouncing off the walls. Like that's how much of an overload Revenge of the Sith was for me.
You talking about the live action movie?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the live action one.
With
I
I
Stanley
forget
hope
their-
Tucci?
everyone watching gets that one.
Stanley Tucci's
Alvin,
in that movie.
Alvin and the Chipmunks, the road chip, isn't that one of them?
Yeah,
Stop.
yeah.
Stop.
Sorry.
Nope.
All right,
That's
we'll
not
go back to
the
Star
Alvin and
Wars.
Chipmunks
Now.
podcast. Sorry, tangent.
Yeah,
Already going
I think
off.
Yo,
I don't remember
Shipwrecked.
what.
What a good one.
Stop.
Shipwreck is a good one too. I like that one too. Yeah. No, I don't remember which one I watched in order of, but yeah, it was. I definitely loved the original trilogy. I always wondered why it got worse after Revenge of the Sith, not realizing it came out before. But
It got worse.
yeah. No, Revenge of the Sith definitely was my favorite as a kid growing up, and it was super cool to see. I guess the tragedy of the Jedi and also the clones. And I think with the Clone Wars that came out, it must have been one of the first movies I saw in theaters, if not the first. And I remember telling my dad, like, I'm gonna go see this. He's like, what is this? And I was like, it's an animated like show and like it's about the clones. And we went to go see it, and I was like, damn. I enjoyed the like certain elements of the movie, but I was just super happy that
Certain elements,
that led to the creation of like the TV show, which was
Right.
huge. And at least you could explore like the humanness of the clones, and made me wonder, right? Like all these characters are introducing, like Captain Rex and Ahsoka Tano, like what's gonna happen to them after Order 66? Like they're not in A New Hope. They're
The
not
movies, yeah.
right.
think
They're not in Revenge of the Sith. So yeah, go ahead,
Well,
Johnny.
the Clone Wars movie, were you saying something, Johnny? I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. You're
The
good.
Clone Wars movie, I think, is underrated in some ways because people. I mean,
I do too.
it has like an 18% on Rotten Tomatoes or something. Like people
Which I don't think is fair. I don't think that's
despised
fair.
that movie when it came out.
I don't think that's fair. At all.
But I too, Wolf. That was the first Star Wars movie I was old enough for Revenge of the Sith, but we've gone into it other times. Wasn't able to see it, but that was the first one. Was the Clone Wars movie that I saw in a theater, and like I remember afterwards talking on the bus in
Same
like
here.
4th grade and then 3rd grade, being like, "Yo, those droids and Rex came out," and he's like, "We got you outnumbered," and I was like, "Oh, that was so cool."
I
But-
love that movie so much. I dressed up as Anakin for Halloween 2 years in a row.
I was the
I love
see,
it.
I
Oh
was
my
a
God.
I was a 501st
Yeah.
trooper 3 years in a row.
Oh,
3 years in a row.
That was the
Okay.
go-to.
Yeah.
But my
Loves the
point
one-up
though
me.
is like an
Okay.
actual like thing about the film is I really do think that the Battle of Teth, that like sequence where
Mm-hmm.
the acclimator comes in,
Mhm.
overhead, and that movie
Yeah.
also has some really interesting music, which is pretty cool. And
Yes,
the
definitely
gunships
interesting
come
music.
in, and the clone pilot's like, "Welcome to paradise, rock jumpers," and it's just like this intense thing, and
Yeah.
it's
It was shot like a war film.
yeah,
It
it's
was
like
real-
it's
it was-
it's the Ridge check your comms moment. It's like,
Yeah.
shout out
Yeah.
to Ridge, which we'll get into Ridge.
Shout out to Ridge.
Like that stuff is
shout out.
all I think like top tier Star Wars, and then they're going up. The ATTEs are going up.
They're
the
going
side
up
of the
the scale on the
I think
wall.
that-
That's like
I
the
think-
coolest
I
thing.
think that stuff
Yeah,
is
that
awesome.
stuff is awesome.
So
I really love the end too with Dooku in front of they're all in front of Jabba's palace and like Anakin and like Ahsoka are dueling. Like I think that's like a
Right.
really cool like third act. I loved it.
I can also totally see though if like you don't care about Star Wars at all and think about like the Pixar level animations movies coming out, and then you go
Wow.
see Clone Wars and you're like,
Yeah.
don't it certainly didn't look good. In my
I'm not
opinion.
gonna
There are
lie.
some scenes
I
that
think
look alright,
I think
but-
it was very impactful and enjoyable on the first watch through.
Yeah,
it definitely
sure.
is hard for me to go back and watch it again.
That's fair.
yeah,
That's fair.
After seeing it, but I agree. I think a lot of the elements you guys talked about were huge at the time, and
Yeah.
definitely as like what is it? It originally was going to be the first 4 pilot episodes, but they
Right.
Yeah, it was the first 3 or 4. Right, it was
3 or
4. It was
4.
4.
And you can
Yeah.
really feel it when you watch it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it does. That's true. That's fair.
Yeah. But hey, that's what kickstarted a huge series that ended up being so successful. Was brought back.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And
I
it's
just wanted
also go on the
just as it
Uh,
kickstarted our the fandom of a lot of people like myself and Wolf, like seeing that movie, and I think those elements are there enough where you wanted to see more. And I remember hearing the rumors
Yeah.
because I wasn't, I was like 9, or 8 or 9. Like I wasn't smart enough to be like, "Oh yes, and I will watch it on the Cartoon Network in October of 2008." Afterwards, I was like, you heard rumors of like, "Oh, there's going to be a show." I was like, "What?" And
It was big.
it's gonna keep going. And then I
Mhm.
remember seeing like on the TV, like it was Ambush
Cartoon Network.
and the Attack of the Malevolence, there, Rise of Malevolence.
Yep.
And that was Wolf. Like he was in the premiere that first night, just taking it back to Wolf, and I was like, whoa, this is intense.
This is cool.
I'm here for it.
I remember the first when the first episode came out. It was amazing. Loved it. But yeah. But do you remember like what your like? Do you remember like your first Star Wars movie you watched? Was it like Attack of Clones or Revenge of the Sith, or was it?
It had to be A New Hope or
A New Hope. Okay.
Or it had to be Phantom Menace. It's one of the two.
Gotcha.
I either started in
One of
order
the
or
two.
out of order.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But so Odell, go ahead.
Yeah, well, I was gonna just say, since then, obviously you've become such a huge Star Wars fan, really involved with the fandom. I mean, you got your own damn YouTube channel. What's sort of been like your favorite experience with Star Wars throughout all of that?
Yeah, I think Star Wars is like it's like always a roller coaster, but it definitely is always like around, right? Like I don't see it going away even when we're old, So
not anytime soon. Yeah.
It is always fun to ride that ride. I think like a lot of really cool people I've met who either are just so impassioned that they like everyone expresses their passion in different ways. You guys are here running a podcast. Some people like to build armor. Some people like, to play video games together. And like, I don't know. It's like, it's super exciting to do that. And I think for that aspect, I really appreciate Star Wars for bringing me together with a lot of, very talented and creative people. And then, yeah, I guess like when it comes to things I actually enjoyed watching recently, it would probably have to be The Mandalorian. I think was a really good series that came across. Clone Wars season 7 was beautiful.
Of course.
Yeah.
Small indie project.
Small, yeah. Might have heard
small
of it.
indie project. Exactly.
I might have heard Mandalorian season 2, small indie project.
I really enjoyed Rogue One, and I think like what's it called?
It was a good time. That was a good time for the fandom too, like Rogue One.
Yeah, Rogue One was definitely enjoyable,
A lot of
especially
fun.
like the last half of the film was.
Oh my god, that's
very,
like.
Oh yeah, no, that's one of the best movies.
You can honestly just like. Okay. I say you could just like cut to the third act where it's just they get on Scarif.
Yeah,
I think that's like obviously the best part. So good.
And then I've got a curveball here, but besides the video games, Robot Chicken. I love the Robot Chicken.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, the Star Wars. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, those are great. No,
I remember being
those
way too
fantastic.
young to watch that. And I would just like sneak down to like my living room and throw that on.
Yeah, that and the Family
Guy. Yes, Family Guy was really good.
Yeah.
I've seen those. I know those ones pretty well. The Robot Chicken I know less well. The only thing that sticks in my head from Robot Chicken is the prune face and the
prune face. Oh,
yes,
I was watching that last week.
Yeah.
Who are you supposed to be? Prune face, man.
His name is Orimako, and he's great. And he's in.
Oh, I'm so glad you know this.
Resistance Reborn. It's great. It's a good time. He has an eye patch. He's a Dracelian. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I know these.
Encyclopedia. So we were talking about we were just saying that like everyone thinks Star Wars is going away anytime soon. And obviously we have so many upcoming projects that it's like hard to even keep track of. But do you have any that like, obviously like are your favorite you're looking forward to the most?
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to Kenobi and
fair enough, yeah.
And the KOTOR remake, which was just announced. That looks very exciting.
Yes, it does.
Can't wait for Star Wars, the Lego game, Skywalker Saga to come out.
Skywalker Saga.
It's been that game is crazy. It'll be like two years since the original release date.
Yeah.
Star Wars
when
games
it comes
in general is in a really odd spot right now.
Yeah, they are. They are for sure.
Yeah.
So here's the thing with KOTOR. Have you played the original KOTORs?
No, unfortunately not. But my roommates have, and I heard they're changing the story.
I've heard
they are changing the story,
adapting it. Yeah, I believe it's more of a.
But like adapting.
It's like Final Fantasy VII. That's what it's going to be like.
Okay.
If you're familiar with Final Fantasy VII and its remake, like.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the remake.
The game is, they came about 20 years apart, which is the same here, and the games were made in vastly different times, and so you have to modify. Like sometimes the story is written in accordance with the way they could make gameplay, and so that's That's going to shift with the fact that it's probably going to be like a third-person action game now rather than a third-person like turn-based with a turn-based combat system, which is just the whole thing. No, I was hoping you would.
The combat in that is going to be so.
Yesterday we the news got announced on Thursday, and so we were talking about it on a stream. And Johnny was like, "Oh, KOTOR guys," and I was like, "Have you guys even played KOTOR? Am I the only one who's played it?" And they're like, "No."
The teaser
and you
was
were like,
exciting.
you were just like, "Nope,
I don't-
haven't played it." And I was like,
The teaser.
I just want to talk to someone
Yeah.
about
Levi was mad at me that I was excited about a Star Wars game.
No, that's taking it out of context.
Gatekeeper.
Levi.
No.
Oh, well, that really excites me
Anyways.
though that it's like sort
don't
of
even know who
people are
Revan
comparing
is?
it to how Final Fantasy VII is gonna operate it, because those Final Fantasy
think
VII, the remake and the old game, are completely different, like
Mhm.
so different. And it's like if they can do that with KOTOR, then of course I'm gonna be more inclined to play it. You know,
That cinematic was so cool.
it was.
Like
Yeah.
that
A
was
lot of fog.
a lot of fog,
Yeah,
but it was
yeah.
like beautiful. That shot of Revan, like
They probably shot it in
looked
San
like a
Francisco
movie.
or something.
Is that a good shortcut, Wolf? You want something to look good? Just add a lot of fog.
Yeah, just add a lot of honestly,
so.
yeah. Fog adds a lot of fill.
There's a little tip. Yeah. Awesome. Well, next question. I don't have a
Excellent
it.
transition.
I don't have a transition, but
Top tier.
Boom.
what
hit me.
is some of your favorite Star Wars characters? I'll kind of combine it, but like your favorite Star Wars character, or even favorite obscure character as well.
Okay, I will start with like off the top, and
Okay.
they're largely going to be main characters because
Yep,
they're the
that's
ones
fine.
that get the most character development. But
For sure.
Ahsoka Tano, Captain Rex, I
Mhm.
guess Commander Rex now.
Commander Rex,
A
yeah.
lot
He
of
got demoted.
and then
He did get
Captain
demoted,
Rex.
that's
but then he
right.
got
Captain
promoted
Rex.
again at the Battle of Endor.
True.
That's right.
Yeah, so he's been back and forth. But anyway,
been- yeah.
Those two have definitely had their fair share. I remember hating Ahsoka, and like maybe that's just me being like a dude and like not having, very like, I guess, an open mind to the fact that Anakin could have had a Padawan when like we watched Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. It's like, where was she this whole time,
Mhm.
But and she was like very like
We found
young
out
and,
eventually, like how many years later we found out, but
so much time has passed since then.
Yeah.
But it was really exciting to see her grow, and I think like it was in season 3 that like she really started becoming like a favorite for me.
for sure. Yeah. I feel like she definitely grew. I feel like a lot in that season.
Yeah. Definitely love her character arc. And then Captain Rex, I mean, he's just
He's a boy.
Tough questions too he's faced with, and decisions. I mean, like, especially during the Battle of Umbara arc, right? Like, he gets asked like, what is all this for?
He gets
like,
tested. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's just like talking about, we're not just numbers. These are men who matter to me. They're my brothers, and like, I will just not defy authority, but at least I will stand up when I like think a decision is wrong. And then also like, what happens to us after the war? We're soldiers, we were created for this one purpose, and like, how do we live in a world where war doesn't happen? But it's Star Wars, so there's always going to be conflict.
That question
Yeah.
that I believe it's Fives and Rex having a conversation.
Yeah, Fives and Rex.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
At the very end of the arc is like it's haunting because it encapsulates the whole era and the whole fate of the clones that we've now seen in the Bad Batch. Of just like when it stops, like what happens? Like what are we like, why do we exist? And it's
Yeah, why do we exist exactly?
that arc has stood the test of time.
That arc is beautiful.
Is that your
I mean,
favorite
visually,
arc?
too.
Would you say?
Umbara? No, I
Umbara?
think Siege of Mandalore has to be my favorite for
Yeah,
sure.
that's fair. That's
but
fair.
yeah, I was gonna say obscure characters.
Obscure
Waxer has to be my favorite obscure
Okay.
character. He is.
Okay.
He's got a good sense of humor, great impression. He's got a great personality. I think he's a very like soft, like hearted human and individual. And you see that with like Numa when they were taking care of her, and then also like when they were saving Trapper during the Battle of Geonosis, and then like even later when he realizes that he has just killed some of his own brothers, or like attacked Captain Rex and his platoon, and he's just like, he's not sad that he's dying. He's like sad that like
Bro,
he's
when
like,
his head nods back and the single tear rolls out of his eyes, it's like the most depressing thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
That episode
so sad.
hits. Yeah, that episode is very sad.
Here's something I just.
But one of the best. So.
This is just a quick aside.
Mhm.
212 is the boiling point of water, and that clone is named Boyle. And I was like,
oh, I didn't even realize
Oh
that.
wow, that's cool.
I knew that. Yeah.
I never
that
even
funny?
put that. I never
That's a
even
deep
put that
cut.
together.
Yeah.
And I was
You
like,
know
oh, it's 212. It's Wax and Boyle, like
Waxer and Boyle.
And
Yeah.
I was like,
that
oh,
makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
big brain,
you know
big brain,
that,
George.
They got big brains up at
Yeah, big
Lucasfilm.
brains.
that the 104th Battalion was a real battalion during World War II.
The
Interesting.
104th.
Yeah,
I
and
hear that
they,
keyboard.
I'm trying to think. What color are they? I can't even think.
Oh no, they. I mean, obviously they were green because you know.
Oh,
Back-
right.
yeah. But they, I think, were also known as the Wolf something. Or, yeah.
Oh wow, so that's
Oh, that's the wolf. Oh my god, I'm
That's
sorry. I
direct.
completely blanked on that. That's yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was their number.
Yeah,
Goons, bunch of goons.
Oh,
No,
I
no.
see. So when
There's a
so
lot.
when you said what color do they wear, you were talking about the clones, Johnny.
Yeah.
That what you were okay.
Oh,
Yes,
I was about to
yes.
say
I was
too.
talking
I don't
about
think
the
they-
actual. Like,
No, I know, but
flavors.
then I was like, I know you're comparing it to a clone battalion, so I was like, oh, what battalion is that? But I was like, the wolf pack, of course.
Yeah.
They will. I
Woo!
love. Which do you prefer for the wolf pack? The gray or like the maroon, purpley color?
Mm.
Definitely the gray. I think they look way better
Yeah.
than gray.
Yeah.
The gray, the
You-
gray is
Levi?
gray's a lot.
That's tough. I don't know. It was the.
Mm.
I think I'm gonna have to go with. Honestly, I think I like the maroon purpley better.
Maroon?
Really?
I really like Boost and Sinker's like design. In the first
They're pretty
episode.
cool. Yeah,
love
especially in
that.
episode 3. They're pretty cool looking.
I'm a big fan of Phase 1. I think Phase 1 gray is solid. I think the Phase 2
Yep.
gray, it loses it for a little bit. When
Mhm.
when I'm it's controversial, but I'm not the biggest fan of the Wolf Neo helmet. I'm just not.
You don't like Wolf's
you
helmet?
don't like the recon
Mm.
helmet.
Yeah,
Oh,
Neo's
Interesting.
yeah. Just me.
Hmm.
Just me.
All right, man. Well, speaking of that, I think that's an unpopular Star Wars opinion. So, Wolf, what is your unpopular Star Wars opinion, if you have one at all?
See, I was just trying to segue, guys. It was
Oh my god, that's a
I
good,
gotcha.
That's a really good one. What
I
is
gotcha.
my unpopular Star Wars?
This one
opinion?
makes me think because I realize
this
I'm a
one-
little
this
bit more
one's tough.
vanilla with my Star Wars opinions than I
Oh
thought.
my god, yeah. I'm trying.
Or
to
hot
think
takes, or yeah, same thing. But
I'm trying to think. What is something I really? God, can I hear yours? Is that
yeah,
okay?
yeah, you have one, right?
me.
Yeah, don't
I
you have
don't
one?
even know mine.
Well,
really.
I mean, with that, I don't think so because I don't think
You don't have any?
Well,
Yeah,
I
I think
mean,
of
it's
mine.
super small stuff. Like I don't really like I like Phase 1 Wolf better than Phase 2 Wolf. But that's not like a hot take. Is it really a hot take to like Star Wars? You know, like I don't think that counts.
It
That's
can
not
be
like-
that. It can be that. It
that's
can
not
be
like-
something
that's not
that
like
you don't
Maybe like preferring
like as much as
like-
others. Yeah, as other things.
Yeah, I got a freaking Last Jedi poster in my room. I mean, like, is that hot enough for you? Like, I don't know,
Yeah.
man. Like,
Yeah.
I gotta think about that. about that. What's your hot take? How about that? We stall here.
I know.
What
I
All right,
that's what
this
I'm-
is like really bad.
You got one?
I think.
Okay,
Um,
that's fine.
I have one too.
I love Star Wars, but objectively, I think a lot of the movies, including like the originals and the prequels, are just not inherently like great films.
They're janky. They are
Ah.
janky. Yeah.
Like, do you mean it from like a
Hmm.
technical standpoint,
I mean,
or you just mean overall?
I
mean,
really
the-
truly think that the only two you can really say that about is Return of the Jedi and Attack of the Clones for the first 6.
okay, I think Attack of the Clones for sure.
Yes,
and then
Attack of the Clones for
okay, I don't know.
I
Like I was like trying to get my girlfriend into Star Wars, and we were rewatching the originals and then also the prequels.
Ooh,
And, like,
which order did you show it in though? Did you
4,
do
5,
chron-
6, 1, 2, 3.
Ah, when I showed
interesting.
my girlfriend Star Wars, I showed her to her whole thing chronologically, including.
You did
I
1,
started-
2, 3, 4, 5,
I,
6.
I started with 1, and she was in from 1. And I was like,
Interesting.
She
one
was
a
in
good-
from one.
Yeah, she
Wow,
she
that
really
doesn't
liked
happen
1.
often.
Well, because she had like no idea about Star Wars, you know, so she
Mm.
wasn't like,
Yeah.
I saw the originals and what did George Lucas do to my childhood, you know, like because that was a big reaction to the prequels. Like this
Yeah.
is so different, I hate it.
Yeah.
But if she had no
Prior knowledge, yeah.
prior knowledge, so she starts
Yeah.
with 1. She's like, this is pretty sweet, and then it
That's
only for her like got better.
Interesting. Okay.
Mm.
Okay. Yeah. Well, maybe I should do that again the next time I have this.
Next girlfriend. Next girlfriend.
yeah.
Yeah,
You're gonna have to
yeah.
experiment. Get a controlled group and get a
Yeah.
independent
Yeah.
whatever.
Exactly.
Science.
Exactly.
Good one.
Anyways,
Yeah, I think Attack of the Clones, and I think it is a pretty hot take because I think you will get people who will fight you on as A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back are like perfect films.
Yeah.
You know, like
yeah.
and
No, I
so
have that within my own family. Empire Strikes is
Right.
a perfect. Empire Strikes Back is a perfect film, and
People
like,
will-
there's nothing
people will
wrong with
fight
it.
Yeah. I mean,
think
they
it-
all got their quirks, that's for sure.
Yeah,
I think you can make the argument fine for Return of the Jedi. It's my number 4 Star Wars wise, but as a movie, it's just a first act and then a long third act, and it's
Yeah,
kind of weird.
true.
yeah.
It's very
Mhm.
weird.
Yeah, the structure
The
obviously
structure of Return of
is-
the Jedi is one of the
It
strangest
depends.
things.
I feel like it depends what you're criticizing exactly though, like about each movie, because I feel like it
Does.
varies. Because obviously, like if you want to talk
Yeah,
about
well,
special effects, like, you
Elaborate
can
on
go
your
into-
hot take. Cancel yourself, please, on our podcast.
You don't
Oh my
have to.
God.
Give us more.
Wow, I just feel like this cannot go well. It'll just dig a
No.
deeper hole for myself. Okay,
You don't have to-
but okay, growing up and even now, I would say like
Yeah.
it's still my most enjoyable. I don't know if like I can safely say it's the best, but I think Revenge of the Sith has like the most plot points it has to cover between like Attack of the Clones and A New Hope, right?
Definitely.
But
yeah.
at the same time, like it's just like I don't feel like a lot of the stuff, it happens too quickly. Like it
yeah, the pacing.
the pacing is too quick, and then there's
and
like,
then
all
and then it
these, like,
really
events.
slows down at certain points too.
Exactly. And then
Right.
Anakin,
Yeah.
who like maybe like an hour ago was like this like good hero dude, just like completely pivots, and it's
That's
Get
why
him
Clone
outta
Wars helped a
here.
lot.
Get him outta here.
No,
Clones
no,
helped a
no,
lot
no,
for
no
that.
shaming.
Yeah,
No,
yeah. Clone-
I think that's a fair thing to say.
I mean,
I love
yeah,
I love
that's-
Revenge of the Sith though in terms of pure Star Wars flashiness, because
Yeah.
you just see all these planets. There's like how many
There's so
lightsaber
much.
duels are there? There's like 4
Like,
or 5.
4 or
I don't
5,
know.
yeah.
And all
Yeah.
of these clones, another transition here, such
And
as
all the clones, there we
my
go.
personal favorite clone
Oh,
from the
he's
film,
got yeah.
Commander Bakara.
Oh, you love Bakar. That's
Big- I'm a-
awesome.
Bakara's
I'm a
cool.
big Bakara guy.
Oh, that's
I like his
fantastic.
design.
I love the design too. Yeah, wish I could see him in Phase 1.
I wish they put. I wish with such passion that they put the Airborne Trooper design and Commander Bakara design in the Clone Wars show. But they never did it.
Mm.
They never made
Yeah.
it in. Especially that Airborne Trooper. I
Shame.
love the Airborne design. It's my
Yeah,
favorite.
the Airborne is very cool.
Do you have a hot take? Do you have a Bakara hot take? Are you down on Bakara?
He's very passionate about hating Bakara.
Yeah,
I
he's
can tell.
like very anti-Bakara.
Have you guys seen all the different renditions of Shock T's death that they?
Oh, of course.
Yes,
Yeah,
there's a
okay.
bunch. Yeah.
It's still kind of
dying.
ambiguous, isn't it?
I think it's canon that she gets
Which
killed
ones?
by Anakin,
Anakin
because
temple,
Yeah.
you know.
Right, in the temple, yeah,
in the
yeah.
Force vision he got.
I wonder if
in
they show
Clone
that in
Wars.
Kenobi.
But even then, it's like a vision, and it's like
Yeah,
Right.
and it's
I
not.
thought
maybe
maybe
right,
it
it
could
is
have
a
been. It
vision.
could have been Grievous, honestly.
Yeah, I was
so.
thinking that because in season 7 they're like we lost contact with Shock T, and then in the 2003 animations she was doing the same thing.
She,
and got
oh right,
killed
and
by
then she
Grievous.
gets killed by Grievous. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
and in the deleted scene, I mean,
But
there's many.
Tarkovsky's not even
but-
canon anywhere either.
I know,
so
it's a bit like
It
I
hurts.
still reference
Yeah,
it
I
as
know.
canon in my head at least.
Yeah, and
Parts-
then
I
in
thought- I
Force
did- just
Unleashed
that-
they
just that
killed
last
her
part.
in the Sarlacc
Yeah.
pit. And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
Lego has Anakin kill her. And
Lego.
then-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lego is
It's a
canon.
reliable
Yeah.
source. I think.
Complete.
And then
saga.
there's the other deleted scene in Revenge of the Sith where he
Right.
stabs her while she's meditating.
Right, she's
Right.
she's like,
Yeah.
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 What do you what's wrong?
I
Anakin,
wonder.
or
I
something,
wonder
or
if in
Skywalker?
Kenobi, if we do get in fact get an Anakin
Shock T's still
flashback,
alive. and
that we
Vader-
get a
Vader
Shock
kills
T duel. That'd be kinda cool.
Yeah.
No.
that'd
Yeah,
be
I
huge.
mean, with 6 episodes, I don't know if I want to see a Shock T duel, but
Hey, can I get a Shock T?
Oh, honestly, it would be probably a little short, but yeah.
Right,
Anyways,
half,
right, no,
half
I'm
the
just-
show,
I'm
half
just
the show is just Shock T.
yeah,
She-
it's
She
it's
wakes
Kenobi.
up. She wakes up on the invisible hand that's as it's crashing. And she's like, "I'm still alive," and she runs to an escape pod. And she escapes Order 66, and then we see her. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All
That
right,
would be
all right.
beautiful.
I don't know where we're
Yeah.
going.
Oh,
right,
you,
we'll
don't,
respect
you,
the
you don't want to hear my Shang-Chi, my
Shang-Chi?
my Shock
Shang-Chi?
T, my
Shang-Chi?
Shock T fanfic.
So she's gonna show up in Shang-Chi.
This is
No.
secretly a Marvel ad.
Shock
This is a
T.
big Marvel ad.
Shock
Big
T
Shang-Chi
in the,
ad.
in the Legend of the 10 lightsabers, dude.
Mm.
I would love it. She's like a
Yeah.
kung fu master.
Don't say 10 lightsabers. Grievous is gonna come
Yeah,
crawling.
Grievous
Yeah, Grievous is gonna be
coming
like,
in.
Fun
"Your
additions.
lightsaber." Yeah.
Well, so Wolf,
ahead.
I guess we didn't do a super proper introduction for you because if people that don't know you,
Well, we're like
who are
30
watching
minutes
this-
in now, so
Yeah,
We're at 30
well,
minutes
I
in.
was-
I will be
Segue.
introduced again. Go ahead.
well, I'm just saying you
Introduce
are
yourself.
probably
No, I'm
most
kidding.
well known for your beautiful, beautiful Unreal Engine animations.
Well, your YouTube
Just
channel in general, but you've been
Mhm.
recently doing the animations, which have been stellar, and I
Yeah,
loved every
right.
single one of them.
Appreciate
And
that.
And
I
yeah,
I was just
Yeah.
gonna ask sort of what got you into like the animation aspect of all that, and like just how'd you get into it? I want to know.
Yeah. So as you guys knew before, I was doing a lot of like, I guess like mods of the week videos,
Mhm.
and so
Loved
I
'em.
was like
Loved 'em.
talking to, and I still have a lot of these people. I hang out with them every day. We like work on cool projects together, and a lot of them are great guys. But um, they're like they do models from scratch. They like basically animate, like not animate, sorry. They like texture. They do all these like I think Shock T actually was one of the first mods I reviewed. That was by Dad's Assassin
Shock
100.
T mod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was like really interested because I know I also was close with Locher Films and Cinematic Captures, and I know that they were exploring this realm of creative Star Wars in Unreal Engine type, projects.
Yeah, and they have great work too. Like
Yeah,
goodness.
no, 100%.
Yeah.
And I was like so interested in seeing Clone Wars in live action, and I think for me, this
Same
is kind of like
the closest
the closest
can-
I can get,
Yeah.
unless Star Wars actually does something.
unless
similar.
Lucasfilm, yeah, it's like, hey,
Yeah,
Very
exactly.
soon, I think.
yeah. I
Very
mean, like soon though. I think we're getting it. So
You're
Yeah,
getting it,
yeah.
Kenobi, but it's continuing.
yeah.
Yeah, just because like the way that the Clone Wars looks is not reflective of how it looks in live action, and I've always wanted to see what that looks like.
It's extremely
this is super fun.
stylized.
Yeah, it is very stylized, and I love Clone Wars style. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, me
but I
too.
also want to know what it'll look like if like Hayden Christensen was in, I don't know, the battle.
Woo! Get
of
me excited for Kenobi now.
But yeah, so I think a lot of that was it took a long time too. I think it was like I started my first one was in November of last year, and then it was just a lot of like.
Which one did you
trial
start
and
with?
only
Was
last
that
year?
what was your first one?
It was a Hard Case versus Dogma boxing fight.
That's right. Yep.
yeah.
I remember that one.
Didn't know how to use depth of field, horrible models, and textures.
No,
groundwork was bad.
It was the Victory and Death one that blew up, right?
That
was-
one, yeah.
That was big, yeah.
I think that one took us 3 months to do. It was a lot of work.
Wow,
from a
3
lot of
months. Oh
people.
my god.
Obviously there's so much we could do better now, and like it's still
It all-
it's a
it all-
huge
it-
learning.
it's-
Well, that's the
Yeah,
beauty
it's
of
constantly
creating, right?
improving
You can
through
always
that.
look back.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Do you ever consider like do you ever like get the pull to be like, can I just quick do it again? Make it better, like go back in, or are you just like, no, I put that out, I gotta move forward.
I think
That's
it would be it would have to be something like really, really far back, like a remake for like KOTOR, where I would go back and redo it. I think because the time that it would take to go back and fix something up, it would probably be better spent making something new, right? Yeah. So, but yeah, that one was really good. I think there were like 2 articles written on it, and we got a lot of viewership, a lot of fan
it was
reactions.
fantastic.
Were fun to watch. So,
Yeah, those are cool. Yeah, I saw a lot of those.
It's
as
all
well.
super well deserved because they're
Yes.
fantastic. I mean, I could just spend all day just putting on a playlist of your Unreal Engine animations and.
Well,
just
I don't know if
watching.
you could spend all day. I think you could spend about 15 minutes.
A little bit, yeah. So that's the
Yeah.
other
Well,
downside is that like things are
exactly.
super short, right? Like we spend a week working on a 30-second clip, but I mean, yeah,
It's a lot.
definitely. I think right now is like, how can we make things faster? and
Which,
make
speaking
things
of
more-
which, congratulations, you just put out I believe, Trauma versus Savage.
yeah, thank
was
you.
sweet.
Just yesterday, which is a personal favorite of mine because and you added a little bit of your own flourish as well.
Yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
not
Yeah.
gonna take the credit. Two of my team members, Daz Assassin 100 and No Tango Tortuga, came up with the idea to incorporate a little bit of a scene that we didn't see, right, with Delta Squad.
That's funny. I play with their mods on Battlefront 2 online.
Yeah,
on
exactly.
PC.
That's what I'm
That's just
saying,
so
like,
funny. That's funny
play
you work with them. I
their
just think that's so
stuff.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's so
small
awesome.
world.
Dude, the mod community is just it's still thriving. I think it's still going.
It's
It's like
incredible.
it's awesome. It's so
Yeah.
I
awesome.
love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that though, that animation. So that one for
Yeah.
me, it's that one and Hostage Crisis, because those two.
Also,
moments
Crisis.
of-
I have stills, but
You good?
No,
of
keep
the-
going, keep talking,
Of
talking.
the show themselves, like really stood out to me when I saw them.
Beautiful.
Live. Like
beautiful model.
this,
Yeah.
that moment. I remember. I've told the story before, but I'll tell it quickly again. It was 2009, and my cousin was graduating high school, and I had to sit through it. It was in Pennsylvania, so it was a huge high school, so there's like 3,000 people, and I was bored out of my mind, and I was like, I gotta get out of here because tonight is the finale of Clone Wars. I was like, I gotta get back to just a house,
Big app.
a house to get it done, or to see this thing. and I come in like a few minutes late, and I walk in and I turn on the TV. I run in from the car, like my parents and grandparents are doing their own thing, and it opens. I turn on the TV and it's Cad Bane shooting the Senate guard on the ground, and
Oh,
I'm like, whoa,
what
what
just
is happening?
happened?
Like
Yeah.
this is insane.
That was
And
such a
seeing
good
that,
show.
like seeing that kind of moment, and it just stuck with me. That just like that imprinted on me. And seeing that in Unreal Engine is it's very cool. I love Cad
awesome.
Bane so
I-
much, and so it's that one, and then the Trauma and Savage fight. To me is just one of the most brutal things in Clone Wars. I love
So
the
good.
design of Trauma. I love that just
Mhm.
the way he moves like through the clones and the droids. It's brutal. It's insane. And so
It's insane.
Levi, you're
Being-
sounding like a separatist, man.
Yeah.
You just like when the Republic gets wiped.
I mean, dude, you don't even know. It killed me. Like I would cringe and be like, ugh, because I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't, because those like the way his like
Oh
axe,
yeah,
axe staff
Yeah.
slashes into them and you
That's
see
so cool.
them. and
like bits and
I'm,
pieces.
wa- I'm,
that
wa- I'm
fly
watching
off.
it right
Yeah.
now. I'm watching it right now.
And the
Oh,
crunching,
fantastic! Yeah,
it's just, ugh. It's
I
like,
love I love that. I love the model too. The Savage model is really good.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the one I play with. Who is that? Who
that's
made that?
Dad's Assassin.
That is Dad's
100,
Assassin.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
I play. I play
I'm
with
gonna
that.
I'm gonna rub
That's
some
so
dirt
cool.
on his name. He's also the one who did the Belle Delphine mod. So
He did do that.
The
He
mod?
did that
I didn't know
mod?
that
Oh
was
my
a
God.
mod.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, who did
yeah,
this?
the
yin and
the
the
Cad
yang.
Bane was really well done. That was by
The Cad Bane-
Claymaver 2000.
the
Yeah, the
stubble.
Cad Bane is. Oh, that is.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
they don't
yeah.
get paid
That
to
is
make
my
those,
favorite.
Do those? Do
No,
they?
I mean,
No,
there
no.
are commissions, but I think like pretty
They
much a
can
lot
they
of
can
it's just
get they can
passion.
get
It's just
support
passion.
through Nexus
Belle
mods,
Delphine
right?
was just pure fashion.
Yeah, they have paid. A lot of them have Patreon, so if
Oh,
if you're
Patrons,
interested in supporting, yeah.
End
they're-
quote,
But
Dylan-
but Nexus mods can you like? I thought there was like an option to like support the creators or like
Audience-
tip the
audience,
creators
I just wanna
and
make a
Nexus
note of
mods,
this.
right?
This is,
What,
as of-
Levi? What?
As of recording, about
What are you
36
interrupting?
36 minutes in, Dylan said, end quote, Belle Delphine is pure passion. Just want to put that in a quote. Put that.
I was saying
Said that
was
there.
just a passion project for that
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that was. Yeah, that was a weird mod.
yeah,
But
that's
yeah,
fun.
no, there's so many cool mod creators that it's so cool. And like obviously it's not. I would say it's not as like the whole thing is not as big as it was like a couple months ago, but
Yeah.
it's still
Yeah.
still going.
Yeah,
love.
Battlefront 2 at this point is I think a 4-year-old game.
4-year-old game,
it's-
and we still talk about it.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
it's
it's so
already.
cool.
I would not expect to still be talking about it in 2021, but hey.
Yeah.
Especially
but-
not after the launch. But
no,
yeah.
no.
Ugh.
here we are.
I thought that thing was
I know.
dead
Who
almost.
who would have thought? Yeah. Like when it first launched, man.
Your video
That was a
about
weird time.
the longest game of capital supremacy ever. Very relatable.
Yes.
Yep.
Choice.
Obviously,
Oh,
I know that it isn't.
They
the
just
longest
loop you
ever,
back and
but
forth. It's
yeah,
so tough.
It's hellish. It's hellish.
Yeah, very
So
long.
when you get locked in those games that are like 30 minutes like plus, they get tough.
But it's
30
like if I
minutes.
leave now,
I've been in one. I bleep.
I said
expletive you not.
plus.
I crap you not.
Crap, you
2
know.
hours, man. Where you're
Yeah,
seeing,
no,
you're
I've been
you're
in long
there,
games as well.
and
It's
you're
insane.
like, I could have done so much with my time.
Yeah.
Where you
100%.
feel like a veteran
back and
because
forth,
you
back and
check
forth. I know.
you check the leaderboard and basically the whole other like the team has just cycled through because people are leaving and
People
people are
keep- yeah.
coming in,
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and you're like,
yeah.
look at these youngins. These
Yeah,
youngins.
Yeah.
every
feel
time
like
you go
it's
up to the
probably-
ship or go back down, half the lobby leaves, and it's like,
It's so funny.
Games
Oh
that
my
don't even
god.
know what
Yeah.
to-
Oh
Yeah.
man.
but like you're so far into it, you're like, I can't leave now. Like I have to see this through.
Yeah,
I gotta see how this
exactly.
ends.
Yeah.
It's a sunk cost fallacy. It
Yeah.
most certainly is a sunk cost. Like there's
Oh, it
no
is.
reason you need to. It's just
No.
pointless
No
It's
reason. No
to see
reason.
that little like 2-second cutscene of the Venator exploding or the thing exploding and it
It's
just
the
cuts
same
away
thing.
and you're like,
It's the
"Oh."
same line too.
He's so unsatisfied. Speaking of video
Yes.
games and videos that you have made,
Mhm.
you made a video a couple months back that has like 1.4 million views, viral video
Congrats.
I don't know what this is.
I
about
don't know. What are you setting up?
video games. You made a video called "Playing the Worst Reviewed." Star Wars
Oh,
game.
right.
Oh,
yeah. The what is it? Star Wars Republic
Star Wars
Heroes.
Clone Wars Republic Heroes,
Republic
which
Heroes.
is a video game from 2009. Which I'm not even kidding. I'm like the biggest guy. I read all the books, whatever. I still consider this game to be canon to me because this
Is
a-
it not? I don't even know. Oh, I guess it's not, right?
Dude,
'Cause-
not
no, it's
technically.
not.
But all the
Right.
media that they made at the time that tied into Clone Wars,
I played the game.
They have all the voice actors. You know, they
Mhm.
have like it was the writing staff, and I had brought show and tell here the villain of the game,
Oh, there we go.
Alteska here, who is a Skakoan, the same species as Wat Tambor, but in like this
Exactly.
massive mech suit. Um, and it's just this insane little story where you get to play as clones, you get to play as Jedi. The gameplay, honestly, is it's not always the best,
Not great.
but it has
But
it has a lot of fun. Just like it just has this fun sense of like wonder. But you made a video about it, and I wanted to ask you
yeah.
about your experience because that video is only 7 minutes long. But I imagine you spent a lot more time on the game.
Playing the game, yes.
Yeah. It was definitely. I think the playthrough was oh god, I don't know how many hours, like maybe 8 to 10 hours. It was like not terrible,
I'm
but
sorry.
but yeah, no, it was fun. I love the game.
Oh, it was
and
good.
cool to go
Okay.
back. Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
glad. Okay.
Yeah, and you're right, Levi. I don't think there's anything that would not make it canon if it like needed to fit into.
Yeah,
you
it
know,
didn't. It didn't like
Yeah.
mess with anything, right?
Because speaking of the cinematic, the Cad Bane's in it too. It's super fun.
Yeah, a lot of people are in it. A lot of playable characters.
I have like very like a tiny memory of playing it, like, but I didn't even know
You were
that
saying,
that
sorry, yeah,
character was in it.
yeah,
But
Yeah.
keep going.
I think like for me, a lot of the game does feel very linear. But I do really enjoy that they have characters. When you play as a Jedi, like the droids will slice in half, or like you can like stab them. A little bit of
Sounds-
like goofy stuff where you can control them with your lightsaber or whatever. But
Right.
like besides that, I loved that first clone mission where you're with Sergeant Kano and you're like just blasting battle droids in the same place that like Boyle and Waxer would walk through, like Rylaw, by the town center. And like it just really felt like this is the closest as it's gonna get to playing as like a Clone Wars clone. And it was super fun. And then Battlefront came out later, which was like, oh, that was awesome.
Right.
But
There's also the Lego Clone Wars game. That game was pretty good
I
too.
love that game.
I forgot that
game
was a
is
thing
great.
until like a
Is
little
that
while
a good
ago.
game? Do people like that game?
I liked it. I
love
remember
it.
having. I have
It's my
fond memories of
favorite.
it.
It's my favorite Lego Star Wars game.
Lego Star Wars game.
Wow,
Same.
okay.
Yeah.
Same. Everyone always is like
It's good.
complete saga, and I'm like, if you're
Because
Clone
wasn't
Wars
it like
fan-
weren't the hubs the Venator and then the
Yeah,
And the cat
yeah.
and the dreadnought, yeah.
The Dreadnought,
And it was
right?
so
Yeah.
cool
So
too,
cool.
because you
That's
started
so
in the
cool.
bridge of the Venator. You could travel
Yeah.
through all aspects of the Venator, including the
It was so-
prison brig, where you
Yep.
could buy like the separatist leaders to like
That's
take
right,
them out
yes.
of prison, and you could play
Yeah.
as them. And then you
Yep.
could also go to the turbo laser and shoot down vulture
Mhm.
droids. Then you could
Mhm.
hop into the ship, fly
It's
into
just
the
so
Fly
separatist
over.
one,
Yeah. Right.
and then over there they would have like Droideka, Count Dooku.
Yep.
They had like a bunch of different like things. So
super
yeah,
Yeah.
it was
It's
fantastic.
so cool.
So in
Ah,
anticipation
what a good game. Anyways.
of, and as well as just my own memory. So after you made that video about, I want to maybe circle back to Lego in a second if we have the time. But after you made that video about Republic Heroes, I went out and I bought the game, and
Oh wow.
Really?
I
You
bought the
did?
game again. I hadn't played it since like 2010 or whatever, 2009, and I've been playing it co-op on the Wii U, and it has
What?
an emulator, and it's a good time. It's a good.
You have a
Oh my
Wii U?
God.
I didn't even know
You
that.
have a Wii U, yeah,
Wow.
an old Wii U. But quick aside,
Wii U.
and you can cut this.
What a weird
It-
console.
It's fine. You can cut this.
Like,
But I
okay.
made the
say
realization
it.
that part in the game, where you're on Ryloth, like Clone Wars always loves, Star Wars always loves referencing history and actual history, but it's like the laziest reference I have ever seen. And if you get the reference, it's funny how lazy they were.
What
But
was it?
The part of Ryloth
what-
they're in is called Resden instead of Dresden, and the entire time they're talking about like, oh man, did we really need to bomb this? And like, it's just the firebombing of Dresden, but they just took away the D and they just called it Resden and took the actual events and just like transposed it onto Ryloth. And I think it's the funniest thing to me. That they did.
Oh,
That
that's
is funny.
crazy.
Like I think
That's weird.
I think it's hilarious. Like the dialogue between Anakin and Ahsoka, where Ahsoka's like, "Man, the war was like the battle was already won. Man, why was it really necessary to bomb this village?" And like they're like, "Oh man, we may
War
have to kill this
commentary
people."
in Star Wars.
Yeah,
who would've thought?
but they just took the actual like place.
The name
and
is on
just-
the nose,
just
right?
like
Yeah.
drop the D.
and,
Resden.
I thought that's so
Definitely
funny.
weird.
It's like that was a placeholder and they just
just
never
Resden.
got rid of it.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
But so yeah, we're talking about a bunch of your projects, Wolf. But do you have any project that was your favorite to work on or anything like that?
Yeah. Oh God, I think the favorite one that I loved working on. God. Probably. Can I pull open my channel real quick? I
Go for it, yeah.
That's fine.
Oh,
see.
okay.
There's a lot.
My,
You made a lot. So
my favorite has to be
Please say-
either the Bad Batch
Please say
music
Bad Batch music video,
or the
yes.
Bad Batch,
or the,
yes.
or the Mouse Droid one, because that one was super
Yes.
fun because it was
Yes.
The
pretty
Mouse
good.
Droid one was fun.
Yeah.
I'm
the
Monday.
Bad
Yes,
Batch models are so
on-
good.
Oh
We
yeah,
love
yeah.
that.
Those
We love
models
that.
are beautiful.
When
Oh my
that
God.
video came out, the Bad Batch music video, it spread like wildfire through our Discord communities because
Oh
Yeah.
no
our
way.
our
Yeah,
friends-
oh, we loved it.
our
Yeah.
friends at the Hotnet Marauders love they specifically
Really?
JBC loves like Tech and the Bad Batch, and
Yeah.
people were just posting it. Dylan was like, "I've watched it 100 times." Dylan made the joke. Dylan made the joke like when it came out, he was just sitting there laying in bed like watching it over and over again.
My
And
brain was
So
fried.
funny.
I've seen it like 20 times. I think it's the funniest thing, and it's so
do you
quick.
guys get the reference? Are you
We got it
familiar?
eventually. Someone sent
Yes,
it.
I didn't
to
at
us.
first. I'm gonna be honest.
It
but
is
I
old
didn't either,
and
no.
British, so I
Yeah.
wouldn't expect any of you
Yeah.
guys to have grown
No.
up with that.
No, yeah. But it's very funny, especially
It's awesome.
as the credits roll and
Oh,
seeing
yeah.
you do the mocap. for
Can you
the-
see my brother in the background with his feet up on the?
Yeah.
the-
Yeah, yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
My
That's so
favorite
cool.
part is when Omega shoots like
Sorry.
the camera and they just
Oh,
don't pay
yeah,
attention to her at
yeah,
all.
yeah.
She just like so good.
Glad you
Yeah,
caught
that's such a good video.
Can you
Oh
see
my
her
God.
winding up in the background? I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't. I never noticed. How did I never? I'm watching it right now, and I just.
It's around the time Tech shows up, I think.
Yeah, no, I just saw it. It's so
Yeah.
funny.
listening to it right now. It's tech.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
It's so catchy too.
It
It's
is.
awesome.
It's so easy to just repeat and go watch it again.
Appreciate
If
it.
you haven't seen it and you're listening to this, go watch it.
Yeah, I know.
I'll-
All right, we
I'll
can't be.
link it
Let's,
in
let's
the-
get back to the show. Let's not watch
yeah,
YouTube videos.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's wholesome.
But
so you'd say that's your favorite project though that you worked on.
Yeah. That and the Mouse Droid one was
that's-
super fun.
that's
too.
a fun one. Yeah, that
Yeah.
one was awesome. But another project that you're involved with that we've talked about on the channel before is none other than Project Ewok Hunt. And
Oh
we
wow,
know that
you had that
have
ready
an
to
involvement.
go.
I had it ready to go, man. And we know obviously you're involved in that, but if you wanted to talk about that a little bit and how the experience has been
Yeah.
with working on the film. 'Cause I'm very excited for it. So we all are.
It's
So.
super exciting. So those of you that don't know, we're doing like a horror film based off of the game mode Ewok Hunt from Battlefield 2. And yeah, everything's been filmed. They went to Yosemite, big trees and
Yeah.
darkness. Super
awesome.
fun. Yeah.
Mhm.
And at this point right now, we're just in post. So getting things cleaned up. Roughly, I don't want to say a public deadline.
Yeah,
but
you don't have to give one. I would just
we're aiming for Halloween.
Okay.
We'll see.
I get it. The
We'll
horror,
see
the
it.
horror.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
ideal
That'd be
to get it out
Yeah.
by then.
Makes sense.
If not, then obviously not then. But yeah, it'll be a good time. And I just
Awesome.
hopped on a call with Billy this week, who's the director on that. And yeah, we're
Good
gonna
guy.
hopefully see how that
Good
comes
Billy.
out. And then
Nice.
I've got another project, which I was gonna say I'm also very excited about.
I'm guessing you can't talk about it.
I will only say that
Okay.
our last video that's on the channel teases it.
Okay.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, that's all I'll say. But it's been a lot of fun working on it so far.
The Unreal Engine animatic.
No, on the I mentioned the other.
Oh, I'm sorry. Gotcha.
Not on the WoofWoofWolffe.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Sorry, you stunned us there for a second. Because
Sorry.
I also thought the trauma and Savage thing, and I was like,
I was like,
Yeah.
how does
hold
that?
on.
I was like, are you?
what?
Like, and I was
got
like,
you
is it
now.
Delta Squad? Well, because you
Very
you make
exciting.
your own Unreal Engine videos. Those are fairly popular. People watch those. You're involved with
Yeah.
Ewok Hunt. Are you big into the fan film community? Like, do you watch other fan films? Or are you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have. I actually have watched. I really liked Scorekeeper. I liked Buckethead.
I was gonna ask. I was gonna
Yeah.
ask. About
Oh my
yeah.
god,
two
two
exact-
great ones.
Yeah.
Those are two
Really,
fantastic
really impressive stuff. Yeah, I'm always excited about what people are coming up with.
Yeah.
And what they're working
Bucketheads,
on.
to me, sorry to cut you off. I just have to gush about.
Oh, please do. I
Oh,
feel the
it's
same way.
amazing. I love that one.
Not only just because of how well it's produced,
Mm.
but that like
It
2-minute
looks great.
opening with like the action figures and the paper is like one of the coolest
Yeah.
things
I
have ever
rewatched
seen.
that so many times. I
It's
sent
so
it
good.
to like my extended family. Like I was like, you
It's
have to
so
see
well
this.
done. But
It's
on
so
even
good.
on top of that, as someone who
I
is
wanna
so
watch it right now.
deep in the expanded universe of comics and books and stuff, the way that they are fitting that story into canon, like they're adhering to canon, like it's not just, oh, we're doing our own thing. They have took such painstaking steps to like make certain things show up, and like in that intro you see a depiction of Gallius Rax and Ray Sloan. Like it's so
Yeah,
cool the level of
yeah.
detail they go to because they are that much of fans.
Oh,
Like it
this is
feels
so
good.
cool.
It feels
Yeah.
so cool. Like it feels good to be as a fan. Like these are other fans who also have read these books and got inspired by these stories and went,
It's
I want to
rewarding.
set a story there.
The
It's so rewarding.
VFX with the ship battle is beautiful. Oh my
It's
god, I
so
can't get
good.
over it. It's
And
insane.
I love that.
Oh,
But also, I do have a special place in my heart. And Scorekeeper is the same way, where they utilize Afra. Like it
yeah.
is
Right.
Yeah.
super. It's a super cool new era of these.
And
fan books.
Bosk looks really good,
Yeah,
and I
for a
hope that's what he
fan
looks like
film,
in Book of Boba
he
Fett.
looks
Fantastic.
Like that was very impressive. Like it was a combination of like I'm imagining it was obviously a physical actor in a suit, but then they obviously overlaid VFX.
But
But
also,
my god, it looks good.
we do need to clip the "you son of a cloner" and the smack, because that is like one of the greatest things that's ever been put to film. I think that is just so funny. But yeah, I was gonna ask literally about those
That's
two
awesome.
ones, and you brought them up because I think
Oh,
they
fantastic.
Yeah, those are yeah.
I think they are
That's
just
funny.
top notch in what Star Wars.
Those are some top tier. Yeah.
No, they're beautiful. They're awesome.
I'm so glad you've seen them.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. We are very invested into fan films. So.
There's a lot of good Maul fan films as well.
Yeah. There's
there
yeah.
are.
Oh my god. There's a what's that one? What's that? Oh god, I can't think of what the title is.
I think it's just Maul, isn't it?
It's
like
just called Maul or something.
It's called
Darke
Maul?
Apprentice, or I don't remember what it was.
Something like that. Yeah. That one's really good though too.
Yeah.
There's a bunch.
Maul
There's so many.
Apprentice. That's probably
Maul
the one you're
Apprentice,
thinking
yeah.
about. Darth Maul
Yeah,
Apprentice
that's
is
not-
very,
yeah.
very, very
It's
impressive.
a good one. It's a good one.
There's so many good ones. But anyways, yeah.
That
the
has
Star Wars fan
29
film-
million views. That's insane.
Yeah.
They make.
Yeah.
They got a lot of views from.
Well,
it.
I wanted to
It's
ask.
good.
So for a long time on your channel, Wolf, I'd say
Mhm.
maybe even the mainstay, even more so than the Unreal Engine videos, is you did the series Clone of the Week for 70 or so episodes. Still, still going, and that series is pretty defining for a lot of clone fans on YouTube, because a lot of you bring up a lot of obscure clones who only super hardcore fans of the Clone Wars know about.
Clone who ate a
But
sandwich.
you added them. Yeah, Clone who ate a sandwich. That's a good one. That poor guy. Clone who ate a sandwich came before Shore Trooper with the tray in Mandalorian.
Right. Yeah.
OG. He
That's
was
a
the
Clone
good
who ate a
point.
sandwich. It was the
Clone
OG.
who ate a sandwich.
And I always love looking, because I think I've seen.
What episode is that in? I'm
Probably all
trying to
of them.
think.
It's in the season 4 when they're escaping from the box, when Obi-Wan becomes Reiko Hardin, and
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
But the
they're
fact-
coming down the corpse chute.
I love
Yeah.
looking.
Yeah,
love
yeah.
looking
Oh, such
at
good
those
episode.
videos that you've made, and I want to ask you some more in-depth questions, and then seeing some of the obscure ones that I know, and then I'm like, how did he make a 5-minute video about that? Like, how did you drag that out? Like Ridge for
Impressive.
example, to call back to Ridge. So Ridge
Yes.
is a clone who is only ever mentioned, like it's presumed you see him in some scenes, but he's only ever mentioned by other clones first in the Clone Wars movie, and then once again in the Siege of Mandalore, and that's it.
Mm.
And you made like a 7-minute video about it, and I'm like, how did you do that?
Oh, was it? I don't remember. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. It's been a while since I've watched or made that, so you're gonna have to remind me. Was a lot of the fill in between, like where he might have been present, or
That could have been it.
yeah?
I mean, yeah, I
usually, yeah,
in general
usually
for
if
the-
like I don't know too much about like a clone and his presence, I will try and like piece together where like the 501st, right? He's definitely part of Torrent Company, and then basically piece together like what campaigns they've been on, and then I never say like for sure. I'm like Ridge wasn't mentioned, so you can't say for sure, but he
Right.
might have been here.
Might have.
So yeah,
the Ridge video I just checked
That's
is
a-
4 minutes
that's a
and
cool way
33
to-
seconds long, and the character is only talked of twice, and that's it. You don't even see him. And I think that's great. I think that's wonderful. But of that
Yeah.
series, you did it for so
Yeah.
long. Like, what was?
yeah.
You just kept going. Like, what was your favorite one to do with that one?
Favorite clone to do? God, I did you guys watch the one where it was the clone who fell with Padme?
That was like your first
Yes.
one, wasn't it?
No, it was not actually.
That
Oh, it wasn't? Oh,
It
okay.
was around the time that people were like, Wolf's totally running out of ideas, and I was like literally reading comments to see who people wanted.
Running out of
to
ideas.
watch.
Got it. All right.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
some reason, I thought that was one of your older ones.
No,
And
yeah, that one was
yeah.
super
Well,
fun
to make
because
70 of them, I think you need a pat on the back and a
Thank you. Yeah.
congratulations because
No,
that's
dude,
a
thank
that's a
you.
feat
Yeah, that
that
already.
no other Star Wars fan has done. So
honestly, I've been asked to, pull in
Start
some
it up again?
characters from Bad Batch and
oh yeah,
yeah.
you can start it up
Oh,
again
Yeah,
because
because you have
How's that one?
Echo, Omega,
How's the one?
Hauser.
How's
Oh,
the
I'm
one we
sorry.
do?
That's not your
Very
first
well.
one. That's your most popular one. It's the clone who fell out with
That is the
Padme.
most popular one. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think for that one, obviously it doesn't really have a story after he falls out. But I think I
Right. It's
pulled
just-
from it was like a fanfic or some legends, and it was it wasn't
You pulled from
anything
a fanfic?
canon. It
That's
wasn't
awesome.
anything canon, but it was like this is just someone's.
I love that. So that
That's
was
awesome.
Yeah.
your favorite one, because for me, I love just scrolling through the thumbnails even and going, I feel seen. I'm like, yes, I too loved Captain Locke in that one scene. Season 2. Like he's one of my all-time favorites, like of like obscure characters.
Horn
He's only-
Company, yeah.
He's
that-
only
they
in one
were-
scene, but him and Eth Koth, man, they go hard. And Eth is like, you got to get out of here. I'm like, go, Captain Locke, go.
Yeah, yeah.
It
I'm glad he
feels-
lives. I actually have his figure. I don't know if you also have his figure.
I do. I have it in the back. I have a different figure that I was gonna bring up for this segment. You also have one on Commander Jet, who only appears in one episode.
You have Commander Jet. Oh, that's
I have
fantastic.
here his.
Look at that.
And it's not Commander Jet himself, but it is
Oh, it's one of his troops.
the
Yeah.
company
Oh.
here on Geonosis, which is a cool design
God.
that they only use twice.
You just love Kiadi Mundi. The
Yeah.
yeah.
Big, yeah. Oh, I guess because Bakara. Yeah, I'm a huge.
Yeah, Bakara and
Oh,
Jet.
right.
Well, Jet, I'm guessing. Do you
Died.
think Jet dies? I mean,
Yeah, I think he had to, because it's
Yeah.
weird that they wouldn't have had Bakara. Well, maybe here, guys, watch us go deep on clone stuff. Maybe Bakara was more connected to the Galactic Marines, and he wasn't actually with Mundi. And
True.
he was more of a Galactic Marine commander, and that's why they're with him.
yeah.
So
Maybe.
I don't think Mundi was specifically tied to the Galactic Marines. They were just happened to be on Megiddo and were the clones around him at that moment.
Ah, yeah.
Fan theory. That was some fan theory.
That's a fan theory.
That's a
Can I-
fan theory.
can I make
There's
things
a lot to
weird
piece
now
together.
that we're
He's
talking about,
he's trying to pitch you episodes of Clone of the Week.
exactly. No, I'm thinking about it. No, I was gonna say, can we talk about something weird with the legends of Kiadi Mundi? Not canon anymore, I guess. But
Go for it. I've read those comics.
yeah. Do you think in your head canon that he still has multiple wives?
Absolutely. 100%. Multiple wives, and he has
Can you
4
give
hearts,
us some
guys.
explanation on that?
So the Jedi, right? The Jedi Master, tall head, right? He's like, what about
Yeah,
the
of
attack on the
Tall
attack on the
head.
Wookiees, right?
Attack
Like
on the
this
Wookiees,
guy.
yep.
In Legends, his population is endangered, and I think
Syria. That's
it's
what
like-
it's called.
is it Syria? Yeah,
It's
yeah.
spelled
they're-
Cerea.
CER. Okay.
Soraya or Syria.
Soraya. Yeah, and because of that, he is the one Jedi who gets an exception for the love rule or whatever, and he's allowed to have a bunch of spouses so he can reproduce and keep his species alive.
There's unironically, and part of it's the Star Wars run from 1998 that ran through Dark Times, so like 100 and some issues. But in the beginning of it, like Kiadi Mundi is like the main character, and it is straight up like a sister wives story where his like
Oh my
wives
God.
are against each other, and he has like different kids with different wives, and they're like
That is so funny.
rivals. It's very funny.
Wow.
It's a pretty intense story. Like one of them gets kidnapped by Jabba the Hutt, and a Font Mon is there, Elephant Man, which I always find.
Wow.
Elephant Man.
Yeah, like a Font Mon is a background character in
Font
Jabba's
Mon.
palace, who is like allegedly Jabba's head of security, but he was always
Handsome.
just
He's a handsome
this
guy.
background character who
Handsome
was like
fella.
everyone's like, how does this guy do anything? And then they made him like the main villain of this comic, and it's him and Kiadi Mundi. Like they're on a cover together. They're on one of the first Star Wars comic covers in the Dark
What is
Horse
this?
era in the 90s
I can
has
see
a
this.
Font Mon and Kiadi Mundi back to back. It's like the weirdest team up of all time, but that was a thing, and it's a
So funny.
I have that knowledge. So yes, I think he still has multiple hearts, still has multiple wives. For sure.
The clones didn't seem to be bothered by the potential, extinction of
No.
his race when they wiped him out.
No, they got him. They got him. I think the funniest,
Order 66 has that exception.
the funniest like
Mm.
weird retcon thing in those comics, because Legends at the time was actively being overwritten by George when he would release stuff, so they'd have to like shift stuff around. Is that the Mace Windu action figure came out with a blue lightsaber,
Yeah.
but in the comics they'd been depicting him with a green lightsaber, or it might be vice versa.
Hmm.
But in the comic,
No,
like
no, the figure is blue.
they invented this whole like ritual where he was sharing a saber with a different Jedi Master, and they made a whole deal of like, this is the comic issue where Mace Windu gets the right lightsaber, and they're like, "Here you go,
Wow.
Master Windu," and he like grabs it, and he's like, "Yeah," and then Attack of the Clones comes out and it's purple, and they're like, "God
purple.
dang it!" They're
Yeah,
like-
yeah.
and they're like, "What do we?" I feel so bad for the
Yeah,
writers.
Mace
back
is-
then.
So
Mace
funny.
Adi
yeah.
Gallia had a red lightsaber because lightsaber color just didn't matter.
Yeah.
And they were
Yeah.
like,
I
"We
had
gotta retcon. We got it's scarlet, guys. It's not red."
I had a
Scarlet,
Kit
oh my
Fisto
God.
toy that had a blue lightsaber. I was like, there's something not right about this.
Oh yeah, what was
So it
that?
must
Was
have
that for?
It was just
So
one of the
two?
old. I don't know. No, I don't know what it was for. I
Interesting.
don't know. It was just I
Anyways.
got it from like a
Forget
local
about it.
comic store out
Forget
of
about
box.
it.
But
Forget about it.
forget about it.
Yeah, a lot of inconsistencies like in the early. The
And you took
toys
me
always
down.
get
Wolf,
it
you took me
wrong.
down a weird path. Where you asked about Kiadimundi's wives.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that, but
Yeah,
this is
the
exactly what I wanted.
wives.
No, that's what we're here to do,
That's
man.
everybody. Yeah,
Talk
that's
about the
everybody
weird.
wants to talk about.
Did you find the? Hold on though. I want to show it to the audience. Did you find the Affontmon Kiadimundi?
I'm
cover?
looking for. I can't find it.
Oh, I found it. Oh,
You found it? Okay.
yeah, I'll
It's-
put it out. I didn't know.
it's
you
so
wanted-
funny.
I'll pull it up. We'll keep
Because it's
talking.
like the weirdest thing. Because it's this disgusting like creature, and Kiadimundi.
He's handsome. Hey. Don't.
It's like
Don't
yeah.
He is handsome. And you
Take
gotta
me
give
back.
that to him,
Take
at
me
least.
back. December 1998 when this came out, and I was like, "The Phantom Menace comes out in 6 months," and I'm like, "Yes, this is Star Wars.
All right,
Star Wars
so
is
this is
returned.
the only way I was able to find it
Okay.
in like the. It's got a 9.6,
Beautiful.
but that there it is.
Look at those guys.
Dark
Look at
Horse.
those. Look at those two dudes.
Oh, they look
Yeah.
great. That dude's hideous.
Yeah,
also.
yeah,
Yeah,
so,
he's
yeah.
Hey,
disgusting.
hey. Hold on a second. Beautiful.
There's a lot of gross people in Star Wars.
He's
You
gorgeous.
gotta put it out there.
He's gorgeous. Look at him.
He's gorgeous.
It's gorgeous. Let's just do accents for the rest of the show. He's gorgeous.
No,
Hey,
please don't. Please don't.
Yeah, Wolf's gonna leave.
I don't know. We are from Boston. We could.
Never.
But just yeah, that to really we'll reel it back in again. Reel it
Roll it
back
back in.
back to the Clone of the Week videos. Like seeing Keeley and Jet and Locke and Phil and like characters like that who are only in one
Mhm.
episode, but that I connected to as a just because I like them. Phil especially, whatever reason, I love Nadar Webb.
Like you're invested.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
invested, and when he dies, I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
really stinks. But honestly, my personal favorite one is Cursed Cries or Chris
Oh,
Blonde hair,
Kreese, yeah.
Breeze. I think it's
yeah.
the most like cursed clone of all time. Blonde hair clone with a weird accent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
there's
yeah,
a blondie who
Little blondie boy.
what's it called? Helped Cody and them track down where the pod might have landed with
Colonel
Grievous. Yeah.
Oh, you
Mhm.
also did. Okay, this reminds me. You also did one on clone who gets stomped on by General Grievous. That's my personal favorite.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah,
Alright,
that
that clone, you know.
one.
Let me
yeah,
shift
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Because, and I bring it up because I stand true to that one shot, and it's in the weirdest episode. It's in the Younglings arc, but there's this like subplot where Kenobi and Grievous fight. There's this one shot where the camera like comes through the Venator hangar and like spins around inside the gunship as Grievous does this like crazy spin. and just, like,
Yeah, that was a weird camera
massacres
thing.
all these
That's
clones,
right,
and
yeah.
then it finishes on Grievous on like
Yeah.
with his foot on this guy's neck. It's like
Stomping
one of
it.
the best shots in all of Clone Wars, but
Yeah.
it's just in this obscure Youngling episode. and-
Youngling episode.
exactly.
And you did a video
Right.
about that clone who got stepped on, and I just,
Yeah.
I think that's the funniest thing.
Did
No,
you do one on the
appreciate that.
clone that punched a droid?
Yes.
Absolutely. What?
You
Yeah.
did?
Absolutely.
A
Yeah,
class.
dude. I know you reanimated it. So I figured
Yeah. Oh
maybe.
my god, that was so great.
Yeah, no, what's it called? Yeah, it's funny that you bring that up. God, I feel like all the best Grievous arcs are like just randomly tossed. in.
Random
Do you-
moments.
Do you ever see the one where he's fighting Adi Gallia and the 91st are like defending a corridor, and that's like the opening to an episode.
Yeah, it's an opening to an episode. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just
but it's like
obscure.
nothing to do with that
Can't
scene.
think of it.
It's just an obscure scene. Yeah. It's,
Grievous is
There's
treated
some-
so weird in the Clone Wars.
Yeah, Delta
It's like-
Squad showing up in the Clone Wars, also the beginning of an episode.
Yeah,
about
yeah,
Savage
that
Press.
was that I remember.
another
clearly
obscure
remember that.
scene. Even
Yeah,
the
how about them in Bad Batch, huh?
oh yeah,
Cool.
the Scorch. Yeah,
Scorch.
Yeah. Torch.
What were you saying
Scorch
now?
one.
Wolf?
Yeah.
No, I was just saying, like, even with Keeley and like, I know that was like the whole episode, but like, it was interspersed with Jar Jar Binks at like a conference with Bail Organa, right?
Yes,
So
It was.
yeah,
That's how the Clone Wars is sometimes. You know, it's
Yeah.
you cover a lot of ground, and with that you get
Yes.
Keeley and Amagun die, and they died, but it was
I'm a gun die.
I'm a good
I,
guy.
that's one of the
Gundam.
funniest things to me. is it's-
One of my favorite deleted scenes. Do you remember Boba Fett gets caught in custody after he tries to bomb or kill
Yes.
like Mace Windu or whatever? They
Mhm.
catch him.
Yeah, in that
Um,
arc, yeah.
In a deleted scene, he walks up to Mace Windu and he spits in his face.
Oh,
Clone
wow.
Wars, Clone Wars
He
deleted
does?
scenes are
Yeah, wait, I have to
Interesting to
find this
watch.
for you.
Is that fully like
like the fully animated ones. Like there's this whole subplot during the first Mandalore arc where the clones are gonna invade and occupy Mandalore, and like Masamita is there. It's interesting.
Yeah, no, it's funny too because what's it called? This Boba Fett scene. Just go back to it real quick. I'll drop it in the stream chat.
okay.
Daniel Logan liked it on Instagram, and he's
Daniel
like,
Logan.
he's like
It's
obviously.
like, damn you, Sam
recognized it.
Jackson. He probably said tag Sam Jackson. I can see that happening.
Daniel Logan on social media is the best.
He's an interesting character.
Oh man.
He wants to be in
yeah.
Star Wars again so bad, and I don't blame him.
I don't blame him, yeah. That was
So
just
what
the
is
idea.
before this podcast ends? I have to know
Hmm.
what is your favorite wolf moment? What's your
Commander
favorite
Wolf
Favorite
moment?
wolf
Yeah,
moment?
what's the favorite? What is the wolf moment? Like
My
we're
least
getting-
favorite, I already can tell you,
Okay.
is when he calls the Empire in Rebels.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
a little paranoid
Oh yeah,
fool,
That
but
one's not good.
he's been through a lot.
he has been through a lot.
Dude, he is manic in that episode. Oh my god.
Oh my god! And they also rescue Adigalia. I just remembered that. Thanks for the help, Master Plo. Do you remember she like yells that, and then he gets stuck with C-3PO.
Oh yeah. That's
yeah,
she
yeah,
saves
yeah,
them
yeah.
on the very end.
Yeah,
That same
Commander
episode.
Wolf moment.
Yelena mission.
I guess I really liked I really liked him and Comet and them on what's it the slave ones Zygeria
Zygeria arc?
This is, what's
Oh,
it
yeah,
called?
Zygeria.
Kadavo.
Kadavo, yeah.
Yeah. I thought they were really cool when they were jetpacking and helping out there.
It is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
My favorite
Oh,
Wolfpack
yes.
moment,
I didn't know.
and it coincides with my favorite appearance of the Wolfpack at all, is in the beginning of the Lost one.
The desert one. Yep, I knew you were
Desert
gonna say
ones.
that. I knew you were
They're
gonna say
so
that.
cool. I think
That one
it's
is sick.
awesome. They're in a turbo tank and he's
Mhm.
there, and they're like,
Mhm.
Plo Koon looks sweet. He's got a cloak on. I'm a sucker for cloaks.
Cloaks in
Yes.
Star Wars are cool. They especially
armor is,
especially
like-
in Clone Wars. I
I'm
loved
pretty
how they
sure-
like flowed.
The armor is like, I think it's Ralph McQuarrie Snowtrooper armor. Is the way
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
designed off of.
probably.
It looks so cool. I
It
think
looks so
they look
cool.
so cool. There you go. The action
look
figure,
awesome.
I don't have it, but I want it.
Yeah. It's crazy they released
so
that one
cool.
too.
It exists.
I
Yeah,
know.
It was one of the last.
Oh, take me
3
back to the
3/4 inch
take me
black
back to
screen.
like when they would just release like any character that even showed up in a frame of Star Wars as an action figure.
For real.
I
Yeah.
mean, merchandising, right? Like, you
I
got
know. You gotta, and like it.
I
worked
don't
for a
think it was
long
cost
time.
effective, and I think that's why it stopped.
Yeah.
I
I
think
mean, a lot
people-
of the quality wasn't as good as it is now,
No, of course not. But
right?
Yeah.
Well, we've gone all over the place.
but it's been good. I've had a good.
if it's
time.
good, I don't
It's been
mean
a
to
good
bro-
ride too. Yeah.
yeah,
it's
it's
been
been
a
a
good
good
ride.
ride. It's
Just
been a
like
good
Star Wars, it's a roller coaster. As Wolf
It is
said.
a roller coaster.
No, it's
Yeah,
all up.
Thank you,
guys.
Dylan.
It's all up. It's all down. This is
Nice
down.
one.
Yeah. Well, do you
But,
want to do? I mean, we're an
You
hour.
want-
and 10
we
minutes
have
here.
one
Wanna close it
final
out?
segment for
You
you,
wanna close it out?
for you,
Seg-
Wolf here.
Yeah,
got it.
let's do it.
All
Let's
right.
hear it.
All right, we're
So-
gonna pull it up. Do you want to explain it, Dylan?
Yes.
Also,
Okay.
look at that background.
Nice background.
Oh yeah, do you
Where
like the
is that?
background? Yeah, that's
Oh, I
especially
love
for
it.
you.
Oh, this is fun. I love these. Oh, this is great.
So
Let's do it.
so me, Johnny, and Levi, when we
Many weeks ago, many months ago.
started
Many,
doing
like,
podcasts, all
when we
three of
first-
us together,
yeah.
we combined all our Star Wars opinions and threw it onto a tier list,
Is
and
this
then we
that?
made it.
No.
No,
No,
no, no,
this is
no.
hold
not
on,
that.
hold on, hold on. Don't
Every
get
guest we've had on that's Star Wars related has made one change to this list here. So now it is your turn to make your mark
Get
on the
one
Only
change.
Nerds tier list.
Oh,
to
I get
change
one
thing.
change.
Yes.
Yeah.
One change, up or
We can do-
down.
I mean, this
left, right,
it's good
wherever.
for sparking conversation though. So if you got some opinions, I'd love to hear 'em, 'cause
Yes,
I feel like
this is where your
Oh,
opinion.
with
wow.
you, we had so much to talk about because you have done so much. You've put so much out there. So
no,
we
not
haven't-
even. We appreciate that.
Yeah. Like
Oh
the first thing
God.
that happened though was Star Wars Only came on here, and he moved the Clone Wars movie into F.
To
And
F.
it was the
Yeah.
And
that
luckily
was the
it got
fir-
moved up.
that
I
was
forget
the
who moved
the
it up.
first thing he did. He
Oh,
just went,
I can move it like more than one space. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can
you
Yeah,
can move
yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
You can move
Yeah,
anything.
It's just
one
you
where
get
move it
one
down,
project.
up,
left,
Wherever.
right, up, down. You can do all.
Yeah,
all
wherever
of
I'm
it.
you
glad
want.
someone restored it to a C.
It's
That's-
it's an
Yeah, yeah.
absolute mess of Star Wars opinions. That's basically
It's a
what it
it's a vomit. As I like to
Eventually, though,
put
with
it.
the last couple of guests, everyone just started moving things into S, and
Yeah.
so people were just like, "Well, I love this." It was so.
So,
it
yeah.
also-
becoming
so
S.
it's slowly just becoming an S
It's gotten
list
out of
where-
hand. It's
where
gotten out of
everything
hand.
is
I'll
S.
admit it.
Yeah.
So we've kind of made a pistol, if you can.
We
I
have
can
made- it
see
looks like a
that.
gun.
Yeah, it does look like a
it'll
gun.
be 44.
I think it'll probably look more like a gun because I definitely think I'm gonna take an A to make it to an S.
What you do?
Oh, okay.
Big gun.
All right.
God, I'll tell you what my two.
Yeah.
The
talk
two
it out
I'm
with us, talk
thinking
it out.
of are The Mandalorian and Rogue One. I
Hmm.
currently am trying to decide which
Do
one's.
you have?
a-
Do any of
bad-
them speak to you and go, "I want to move that down"? Do you have
Ah.
any in
You
S
can
that you're
move.
like?
You can move things down
Do
too.
you have anything in S? Do you see something in there where you're like that? Like
Mm.
you see Rebels and you're like, Wolf was bad in that. F. Like,
Yeah.
You know, I don't actually think that.
I
but-
mean, I've had so many conversations where like I can see why some people would want it in a certain place, and if like it's made its way to S, then I'm happy. I think like I don't want to be the one to pull anything down.
Spoiling it. All right, fair
From
enough.
S.
I think I for one am like, hey, do it, man. I'm on.
Do you
your-
wait? Are you saying if I move something up to S, it swaps positions with?
No.
No.
I think. Hold on though. I think you could do that. I think that's within the realm of possibility.
Hold on.
I think
What
if
are
you're
you
doing a swap
I'm saying like I take an A
and
item,
swap it
and
with
I swap
S.
it with
No
an
one's
S
ever
item.
proposed this before.
No one's ever.
But
yeah.
then,
And I
then you're moving too.
But
then
yeah.
everything's
I don't
just-
want to
No,
move two.
no, but
I
it's
don't want to move
different.
two. I don't
But
want to
no,
move two.
I think it's different. I gotta fight for Wolf's right here.
Okay. I'm
Because-
gonna go through my logic right now. Right, I love Rogue One. It's like
Yeah.
one of my favorite movies, if not.
Yeah.
Right, but I've definitely had my fair share of discussion where people
Mhm.
made the case that it inherently wasn't a good movie except until the end part. So that's why I'm kind of iffy about that. Mandalorian, I see you have the season 1 poster right now, or the
Yes.
whatever.
But it counts as
and
season.
and
it's
I know it
both
counts as
seasons.
season 2.
Yeah.
And inherently, I think season 1 was a really, really good season. I also really enjoyed season 2, but I would move the Mandalorian up to S for season 1.
Where would you
that's
put
how I'm
it?
feeling. Oh,
Yeah.
what is that? Are these?
Nice.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
that's,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
those are in
Yeah.
order. Yeah.
Wait, what's the
From
So the
left
best
to,
is
but
Revenge
right
of the
now,
Sith, that's it?
allegedly, according to our list, the best is Revenge of the Sith, and then Last Jedi, then Empire Strikes Back, then Force Awakens, then Rebels, and so on and so on.
etc.
Oh, okay. So I think the Mandalorian should definitely be above Last Jedi, but I
Okay.
also don't think it should be above a lot of the other stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
too.
So it's tough. Right?
That's the tough
It's-
thing. That's why it's a challenge. Because then Clone
but
Wars. Look
before
how
you make-
far Clone Wars. is.
Before you make this decision, though, because I think I can give him an out. I think it's okay if you swap something into the
I'm
exact
not going to
same
swap anything.
position
I'm going to leave
Okay,
everything
okay,
there.
into the
Yeah,
other
yeah.
one. I think
Okay.
that
Yeah,
still
yeah.
counts as
Alright.
one move. Like it wouldn't be fair
Alright.
if you moved like say Last Jedi. If you're like, I hate this movie, I move it down to D and then put Mandalorian in its place. I think that's unfair. But if you like Mandalorian is an A and you just swapped their exact spots, I think that's a fair.
Hmm.
Right.
I think that's a legal move.
Can we move Mandalorian to on the right side of Revenge of the Sith? I think that's my final
So in the
answer.
middle?
So right there.
Okay.
Yeah,
you like
right
it
there.
second?
All right.
Yeah.
Go now.
Alright.
Our gun is really
Now
coming
it's-
into shape.
Yeah,
oh,
now
that's
it's
a
like
that's a
more
gun
of a
of
gun.
others.
That's a
We
gun.
might actually
We're-
get
we're-
demonetized because
Yeah,
of
we're
that.
Yeah. Careful. Get
Yeah.
that off the screen.
Yeah, get that. Get that away.
Get that off the
So-
screen.
I just want to
So-
analyze what we have here. Look how many
Yeah.
we have in love.
a
I
mess.
like
It's
this.
a
I like
mess.
that we have so many. People love Star Wars.
But it is a mess. Everyone's eventually. It's
I
just gonna
love
be
that
all love.
wallpaper. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I knew
it's
you
cool.
would. I knew you
We-
would.
Levi was looking before we started.
No,
I was
it's
like, I
so
gotta find
smart.
one for. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Did
Very
you know
nice.
what do you think about this list though? What would yours look like?
Um,
I'm curious.
Oh, that's okay.
honest-
If you can do it,
If you can,
do it.
if you have
Yeah.
comfortable, yeah.
That's a
no,
big
I don't.
question.
I don't think it would change too much, to be honest. I think
Hmm.
like maybe I might pull Last Jedi, Return of the Jedi
Mhm.
down to A,
Okay.
and then I might move Rogue One. I
Yes.
might. I say might heavy up to S. I would put
Okay.
Episode 2 probably at a B,
hmm
and then I think everything else would stay. I've never seen Resistance, so like that's the only one I don't have.
I think I'm
Yeah.
the only one here who's seen all of them.
I haven't seen it
Yeah.
either. So to
I
be
haven't
fair,
seen
I
it
only seen
either.
the
Yeah.
first season.
I
but-
think it's fine. It's a fine show. And so C is fine. You know.
Purely, like, even though I have never seen it, I would probably drop that to a D.
Yeah,
Brutal.
right. Just
Yeah.
looking at it, you're like,
Yeah.
It has some A+ B1 battle droid scenes. So.
Oh, do they?
fine.
Oh,
It
okay.
stays.
No,
It
no.
stays.
Yeah, but they're like repurposed like B1s. They're like kinda
Well, okay.
weird ones.
I don't
but
want
they're
to.
not like. Okay.
It's Matt
Anyways,
Wood. Okay, whatever.
anyways,
Resistance
it's
talk.
Matt Wood. Okay, yes, of course.
I love Matt Wood.
He's a genius.
He's a G.
Well, thank you for
Um,
adding.
that's great.
our list.
Thank you
Yeah,
for letting
you've
me
made
be a
your
part
mark.
of that. That's
Of
awesome.
You're
course.
welcome. Yeah, it was great.
I love
So
the structure on this podcast.
It's a
very
mess.
fun.
It's a mess, but
It's
thank
a little
you.
messy.
That was the
Thank you,
Levi
Messi.
difference when he came in with us. He was like, "What if we did this?"
I was like, what if we did
Like,
some
oh.
structure?
That's the segment he had added. But
You know, I want to do one more. Little bit here.
okay, I
you're
don't know
saying,
about this.
Yes, you're saying yes a lot.
Go for it.
Yes.
No, so bad.
Thank you, Dan Grievous, for that. One.
That was
I
so
just
bad.
want.
Thank you for that.
I knew. I was like, you'll probably know. You'll probably know Nuvo Bindi, my guy.
Yes, we all know him. We all know him.
Now that I'm here, you'll never forget him. You know.
I don't know if we all know him, but
He's great.
definitely he's
The blue
he's-
shadow virus.
he's
The
something.
Blue Shadow
And Blue
Virus.
Shadow Virus. That was what a freaking arc. Anyway,
Bomb Squad.
Bomb Squad. Yeah, the Bomb Squad. Great
Bomb
clones.
Squad. That's
Good
right.
clones
Yeah,
that episode.
Good
Good
clones.
clones.
Is that
Yeah,
was that the
actually,
cue for the wheel?
there were good clones in that. Yes, we
Alright,
can
fine,
do
yeah,
the.
well, I don't
We'll
care.
do the
Reel it up.
same as the intro. We do the outro.
Do the outro.
Pull it up.
All right, who's it gonna be? This is
Wheel,
know we had
wheel,
sound effects
wheel,
on this now.
wheel.
Double
Wheel,
Dylan
and
Day?
Dylan.
Double Dylan dip.
You know, it's just our luck, isn't
You
Yeah,
know,
it?
well, yeah. What kind of that could go for either one of us.
Well, you know,
actually.
I think it's like the blue gray. I think it's in the style of the wolf pack. So, you know,
Exactly.
I think
All
that's
right.
what it is.
Well,
I'm gonna jump in because Dylan might forget this. Do you want to plug your stuff too? Make sure to plug your stuff.
I wasn't
but
gonna
keep
forget
going.
that.
Oh
Alright.
yeah. Please check out the YouTube channel. That's probably the only place I'll send you guys.
We'll have
'cause
it
I know-
linked. We'll have it
yeah,
linked.
it's youtube.com/WoofWoofWolffe. Spell it however you want. YouTube will figure it out.
Yeah.
Got it.
Alright, Dylan,
Well,
that's right.
with that, this has been the All New Nerds podcast, episode 33, I think. So
I don't know.
we
Get
got
up
at least a month's worth of content there. So yeah, I'm Dylan, Levi, Johnny. Well, not all of them, but you can see.
Wow,
this
you're
from
all
me.
of us?
You get
That's
it?
insane.
Yeah, right. All at
Dan.
once.
Dan.
Man,
We hope you enjoyed this podcast. We are on our way to 1,000 subscribers. I think we're at 876 as
We're
of
working
recording
on
this
it.
podcast. If you want to be a part of that, make sure to subscribe. It's free. You can always, you don't have to. If you really hate us, you can unsub, I guess. You don't have to. Either way, like the video, subscribe, comment, do all that stuff. Watch our other stuff. Go check
Join
out
the Discord.
WoofWoofWolffe,
Join Discord.
And
Discord.
goodbye. Discord, yes.
Bye, everybody.